According to one of my guy friends, and I want to know if this is true, and I don't know if all men believe this or the men that I want to date believe this or who believes in this, but according to one of my guy friends, he said the man that you want to date, which is a traditional man, is not going to be interested in you because you are so career driven. And for me, that kind of blew my mind because I was just like, well, why wouldn't the man that I want to date not want me to work? And he said, well, Bailey, the traditional man is going to want you to drop what you're doing, and he's going to want you to, nurture the family. He's going to want you to clean the house. He's going to want you to cook. He's going to want you to do this. And if you are working, you're not going to want to do all that. You're going to come home with an attitude. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to this, you're going to that. So you're not going to want to. I was like, no, I still would. He's like, no, you wouldn't. He's like, and plus, and if a guy is asking you, like, what your goals are, and you're talking about how you want to continue to go back to school and you want to do this and you want to do that, they're not hearing that you want to, they're not hearing that you want to nurture your family. And I was like, but I mean, I thought it was like a given that, hey, I'm a nurse. Of course, like, I'm a nurturer and I'm going to take care of my family. But in the meantime, while, we don't have kids, is it not attractive that I have a career going for me? Or
So here's a few things that I can say as a man. No, most men, traditional or not, in my opinion, in my experience, don't really care this much about it. If you guys are in the position to actually, he's gonna work and gonna cover for the whole family and you don't have to work in order to raise the kids, then it's fine. But what are you gonna do after they grow up? And when I mean grow up, I mean as in they are 16 years old. They're not gonna be home as much. When they're gonna be home, they're gonna be studying on social media, playing games, and probably going out with friends. Not that much socializing with their parents. I'm not saying that you guys are gonna lose your children. It's just that they start to have more of their own lives and start to want to have more privacy. Also, all this talk of if you're a career-driven woman, you always be focused on your career and you're never gonna care about your kids. That is only because of all these women, feminists, and talking about crazy stuff online, saying that you should value your career more than children and all of this stuff. Career, career, career. It's just not gonna work. When reality is, she's probably gonna be more focused on her career when she doesn't have kids. When she's gonna have kids and when they're young, she's gonna be focused more on them, obviously. And if you guys are in the position of he can cover everything, and you can just take care of the kids, that's great. I know a lot of parents that have raised their children while both of them were working. And those children grew up, they're my age. They're not children anymore, but they grew up to be fully functioning moral adults. No problem. And also all this traditional shit of I'm gonna work 24/7 and you must do this, or I'm gonna be at home and you must work 24/7. I'm more of a pro-choice kind of a guy when it comes to all this stuff. If you want to work, fine. I'm gonna work either way because I want to work, and I want you to be okay with my choices. And now, obviously, most women are not gonna be okay if a man says, "I want to be a stay-at-home father." I get it. Luckily, I'm not one of those people.
I don't know. I thought that was so odd, and I've never heard that before. Because when someone asks me, like, oh, like, what are your goals? Like, of course I'd love to be a mom. Of course I'd love to take care of my family, of course. But aren't they asking me, like, what my current goals are? Like, I didn't know they were talking about, like, the future. I'm talking about, like, right now. Like, I'm talking about how I want to, like, be the best nurse, and I want to be able to take care of people, like, efficiently and quickly, and I want to be able to be the, like, person that people turn to. And know that like I'm that person that is gonna get it done and I'm gonna take care of them. Is that not also saying like that I'm a nurturer? That of course I would take care of my family? I don't know. That kind of like threw me because he was saying, well, Bailey, when you get pregnant and you have kids, like, why would you try to work? I'm like, well, I want to maintain my skills. Like, I worked so hard to get here. And of course, my family would be my number one priority. But, like, what about when all the kids are out of the nest? Like, what am I going to do then? Like, for me, it gives me purpose as a nurse to take care of others. Like, I love that. I love doing what I do. Yeah, it's stressful, but gosh, I love it. Like, does the type of man I want really not want me doing that? Like, that's what I thought was so weird. Like, guys, is this true? Woman, have you been told this before? Like, is this your experience? Because that threw me for, I don't even know the saying, but that threw me off.
So here's the thing. I hate this fucking rhetoric of if you're a stay-at-home mom, your kids are gonna have a better life, and if you work 24/7 as a dad and you leave your wife to take care of the kids, it's gonna be better for them. It's not that black and white, okay? It's never that black and white. She can be a stay-at-home mom, and she can be the worst freaking mom possible. Or she can be a working mom and you can be a working dad or mom, whatever. Work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, go home and actually be an amazing parent. And those captions that mentioned, this is why successful women have problems with dating men. No, that's not the problem, okay? You know what the problem is? The problem is when women become more and more successful, finance-wise, obviously, they want a better and better man, as in finance-wise. And a lot of the times, in this day and age, and if you see US stats, a lot more women are finishing college compared to men. And a lot of the times, men and women are more and more equal when it comes to finance stuff in the modern age, right? And well, before, most women didn't work, and most men worked, and it wasn't that hard to find a man that makes more money than you, because obviously, most of you didn't make any money as women 50 to 100 years ago, right? Well, now when a lot of women are finishing college and they're, getting high positions in their jobs, they're making a lot more money. Look, I know the average salary in the US is like 50K, and well, if a woman makes anything above the average salary, which is 50K, I guess, it's gonna be way, way harder to find a man. And also all these other criterias of he has to be over 6 foot and he has to make more than me. If you make at least 50K a year, then immediately the percentage goes way down. And also this guy friend that told her all this stuff, he's probably some insecure weirdo goober who probably thinks that he has to make as much money as possible in order to find a traditional woman, and he never stops and thinks, maybe I need to widen my vision and maybe try different kinds of girls to, actually look after and approach. And maybe the kinds of women that I'm really attracted to are probably not the kinds of women that are really traditional. You woman, a lot of times all the men you want are probably the men that don't really want a working woman. So find men that want a working woman. I mean, hey, previously the best option was the guy in your village or in your town. You get him, you date him, you end up having a family with him. But now we're online, we have millions of options. Well, I don't, but probably many women do. But me, I'm lucky if I even have one option. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. If you disagree with me, roast me in the comments. I don't freaking care. Subscribe for more content like this stuff, and have a nice day.